anger with what's happening in our country right now. Even the book bans have been weighing on my heart. And so I was reading this passage, and it's about anger. It's from the book Queer Dharma, which I recommend a lot, by Jacob B. Ballard. And he says that I had a bumper sticker on my car in college that said, "If you're not angry, then you're not paying attention," which is a phrase that I lived during a decade of social work, up to the moment with someone that he knew. Feeling my anger was judgment of any behavior or language that wasn't on point, not understanding or forgiving ignorance, despite the fact that I had also been and remain ignorant of many particular sufferings. Underneath anger is a broken heart. Once the anger has cooled, the task is to be present to the tender, broken heart, the hurt, betrayal, disappointment, and grief. Lama Rod Owen says, "The work to turn our attention back to the woundedness is this really intense, profound path of transformation, which doesn't feel as good as just responding to the anger, because the energy of anger makes us feel powerful. Some of us, particularly if we're coming from positions and communities where we feel marginalized or erased, use that anger to feel powerful, to feel valid." So there's vulnerability of being with the pain, and many of us have learned that vulnerability is a risk, potentially threatening our lives. The practice of being with pain is very tender. If we don't tend to the hurt, we cannot transform into something else. It will seep out. We work with the resistance to being with our pain, and we work with pain itself. And sometimes anger is not a choice, as we need this fire for our survival. And anger is important. It tells us that something is wrong, and it is a human emotion that we can't remove or exercise for our human experience. And we need anger to ignite our social justice movements, but it needs to be balanced with self-care practices, with compassion and love for one another, and perhaps even with compassion and love for our enemy. We need to fuel our movements with emotions besides anger. Anger as a way to speak up and to remember who I truly am, which is a loving soul, and I would not wish anything bad on a person that I disagree with. Everyone has a right to their opinion, but if you're coming from my mama, if you're coming from my friends, then I'm going to speak up, but I'm going to do so lovingly and respectfully, and I'll not lower my energy to your energy just because